I find, and it's an unfortunate thing, that in a lot of hypnosis schools, people are so fixated on techniques, or sometimes even scripts, memorizing long passages of hypnotic text, that they don't really learn the principles behind it. And sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying that there are no good hypnotists there, because I've seen phenomenal hypnotists working through these sort of methods. It just takes a long, long time and a lot of repetition and a lot of mistakes for the unconscious to pick up on the principles and just exude them. So I've seen some, what we would call maybe more traditional classical hypnotists, who are amazing, and their instinct about when to switch up a technique or when to stop and ask a question, whatever, are phenomenal. The thing is, they don't necessarily know when or why they do it, because, again, the principles are missing. And what we're trying to do here is get ourselves fast-tracked to that point as quickly as possible, right? Here's my recommendation to you. If, as a result of what you're learning here today, you can spend the next year focusing on doing 1,000 inductions over the next 365 days. That basically works out roughly at 3 inductions a day, right? With instant inductions, that means 3 minutes a day. It's not a huge amount, right? But if you aim to do about 1,000 inductions over the next year, and vary them up, change them up so that you don't have just the one induction, you have different processes, so you have different angles, and vary it up with as many people as possible as well, so you get different types of mindsets and so on. I guarantee you that at the end of that year, looking back, the amount you've grown as a hypnotist, you won't even recognize yourself. And people around you will think, wow, that's amazing, how long have you been doing it? And you tell them, oh, I've been doing it for about a year or so, especially for yourself. They won't believe it. They'll think that I can't even fathom how that's possible. People with 20 or 30 years experience will ask you how you do it. Does that make sense to you guys? So one of the first things you want to do as a hypnotist, especially if you're going to be doing more formal kind of inductions rather than more conversational inductions, is you always want to check to find out where is the mind at? What is the mindset? If the mind is so-called open, well, you're pretty much there. You're halfway a step away from trance. If the mind is so-called closed, then you've got to figure out what kind of closed is it, so that you figure out where is the little wedge, that little split in the mind that you can open up and then use your hypnotic process again. Does that kind of make sense to you guys? And just kind of put your hands out in front to make sure that there's no one that you're going to be interfering with. Okay. So what you should do now is to put your feet together for a second. Everyone put your feet together. That's good. What am I doing, by the way? I'm checking from compliance. Do I need the feet together for this one? No. And by the way, I make my life more difficult by doing this just so you can see what we're trying to achieve. I'm getting your feet together to find out what level of compliance am I getting. So Laura, can I have your feet together, please? Thank you. Why do I correct a small thing like that? Because it's the mindset. A casual compliance is a casual mindset. I want your full compliance, your full attention, because I know then that the chances of the critical factor interfering will be much more minimalized. Hence, I'm asking for full compliance, feet together, and if you can, maybe you can get your toes closer together. Don't put it to a point where you feel off balance, but you know what I mean, right? So I'm going to put your hands out in front, shoulder level. Okay, now relax them again a little. Good. Now the reason I like that, and again, I'm breaking this down for you guys, and we will get a chance to do this in a minute, is because of the quality of the way you put it up. Remember when I first asked your hands to go up, most of your hands went up kind of a little hesitantly, right? How many of you put your hands up hesitantly here? No one. Did you feel the energy inside your hands putting them up? That's what I'm looking for. Once again, it tells me about your mindset.